Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Nikki. So today I have this natural glowy dewy finish look without any foundation on. This is what I generally do during my office days, where I want my skin to look very natural and very healthy, and I don't apply much products on my eyes or lips. I just want to enhance my natural features, still look professional. So yeah, if you want to see how I achieve this makeup look, then please keep watching. So I just want to look very good and the better version of myself. So to start off with, I am using this Charlotte Magic Serum all over my face and just dabbing it into the skin with my fingers. Once this absorbed in my skin, I'm using this Clinique moisturizer all over my face just to give that hydration to my skin. So I'm just taking it on my fingers and applying it all over my face. So I always go for prepping my skin. Whether I'm getting late or not, I always take at least 5 to 7 minutes to prep my skin before applying any makeup products on my skin, just to look healthy. I applied this Too Faced lip injection on my lips to prep it before lipstick or lip gloss or anything which I apply on my lips later on. And I'm going to apply now the Smashbox Oil and Shine Control Primer to the T-zone of my face, because I generally get very oily in this area and it gives me very sweaty kind of look, which I don't like. So I just take tiny bit on back of my hand and just apply it near my nose. For the base, I'm using this Hollywood Flawless filter in the shade 4.5 mixed with some Wonder Glow. It gives me nice dewy finished skin, but it will not look very cakey or very much done for a workplace. So it will solve my purpose. I'm taking this much of the product on my hand and mixing it with my fingers. I always like to apply the product with my fingers first, because I think the warmth of my skin gives it more natural look than the sponge or anything else. Taking a damp beauty blender and just dabbing it all over my skin, just to literally press it within my skin and give me that flawless look. I'm taking this Sugar Brow Definer in the shade Grey, and I'm using the spoolie side just to brush off any excess product from my brows. I already have a lot of hair on my brows, so I generally don't use much product. I just make sure they are in shape before moving on to my makeup. Then I use this other side with the grey pencil, which looks like this, and I just make sure there are no gaps in between and both brows look equal and nice. For concealing, I use these two concealers from Maybelline. They are in the shade medium and caramel. I use the caramel one near my under eyes and around my mouth. I'm using this damp beauty blender and just dabbing it all around my face. Now I'm taking the brighter one, which is in shade medium, and just applying it to all the high points of my face, like forehead, little bit on my nose, near my cupid's brow, my chin, and some strokes near my eyes. And I'm taking the same beauty blender and just dabbing it around that area. So bringing back the dimension in my face, I'm using this Wonder Stick from NYX, and I'm just applying it near the natural shadow line of my face, just little, and of course in my chin area. I'm taking the same beauty blender and just blending it into the skin. Contour in my forehead area, because I think it's already so small. It is nice and blended. I am using the other side of the highlighter to highlight the usual areas of my face where I have that brightening concealer, on the cupid's bow, on my forehead, near my chin, and of course the high points of my cheek. Look how nice it is looking. It's very subtle, it doesn't have any glitter in it, and it's still giving me that glowy finish which I want. So for the blush, I'm taking this Pixie Glow Blush and I'm taking this on my fingers and just applying it just below the highlighter area, and I'm taking the same beauty blender, just dabbing it and mixing it with my skin. So once I'm happy with the highlighter and the blush, I'm taking this MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus and just spraying it all over my face. And I'm taking the same beauty blender and just dabbing it all around my face. So I'm taking the color which is very natural to my skin tone and putting it all over my eyes up to the high point of my brows. Then I'm taking a slightly smaller brush and a shade which is a bit darker than my skin tone. I'm taking this one, removing the excess and just applying it to the crease area of my eyes, just to give a little bit depth to my eyes. And again I'm taking the earlier brush and blending everything together. I'm just curling my eyelashes before moving on to mascara. So for mascara, I always like to put a coat like this first, and then I like to do it upside down just to make them look more fuller if I'm not applying any kind of falsies. Then I am taking the same color and curling them one more time. Moving on to powder products, I'm applying this blush in the shade Beloved with this blush brush. I'm just taking a little bit of product and applying it over the cream blush which I applied. And I always like to put some product over my nose just to give me that sun-kissed look. And always take some in my hairline because I don't apply any contour, so just give a little bit of dimension. I just take the blush to my hairline area. Now I'm taking this Wet n Wild highlighter in the shade Precious Petal, and I'm taking a narrower brush and applying it on all the high points of my face where I applied the liquid highlighter, on the Cupid's brow, on the chin, near the nose area. I always like to apply some powder highlighter on the high points of my brows, a little bit here, not much like that, and of course the high points of my cheek. Once everything is done, I'm taking this blank powder brush and applying it all over my face just to mix all the powder products together. I'm making sure not to drag anything. I'm just patting it very lightly over my skin just to make sure everything is blended. Moving on to my lips. First, to line my lips, I'm using this Pillow Talk lip liner in the shade Medium and just lining my lips. And then I'm using this lipstick in Pillow Talk and applying it all over my lips. And then on top of that, I am using this Maybelline lip gloss. It's in the shade Petal, and applying it just on the center of my, dabbing everything with my finger. Yeah, so it's done.